You're tuned in to Super Talk 1270 and Free for All Friday. Compelling local talk at 11 o'clock. Free for All Friday features groups and organizations that are plugged into progress here in Central North Dakota. Our rotating panel includes members of the Bismarck Downtowners, the Mandan Progress Organization, the Bismarck Mandan Chamber of Commerce, and representatives from Pride of Dakota. You're invited to call in and join the discussion. It's Free for All Friday on Super Talk 1270.
Well, happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to the Free for All Friday program. This is the Pride of Dakota edition. I'm Scott Wild, and along with me is Kelly Wald, marketing specialist for Pride of Dakota. Hello.
Hi, Scott. How are you today?
We have to get together more often.
I know.
We got to hang out more than just once a month, but it's always great to see you.
Stop up anytime.
That's an invitation. So we are going to be talking today to not only a great businesswoman, a leader, but a friend of mine, Deb Esslinger. She's with the Center for Technology and Business. We've got her in the studio today. Can't wait to have a conversation. She has lots going on.
So excited to have her here. You want to talk about a 10-talent individual? Seriously, Deb is it. I mean,
I've never heard that, a 10-talent individual.
So many different things going on, and just great program they're running over there at the Center for Technology and Business, and I'm super excited that she's in the studio with us today.
Yep, and she focuses a lot on female and women entrepreneurs and small business owners, and just so if you know someone or you are one yourself, you're not going to want to miss this conversation. And we also want to give a shout out to Scott McGowan, who is running the board, making us sound silky smooth today and showing her actual size. So we always appreciate that. He is the eye candy for this radio program.
Absolutely.
So, absolutely. And we always appreciate what they do. Hey, if you want to listen to the show online or find replays, you can find it at supertalk1270.com. They also have a Facebook page. It's facebook.com/supertalk1270. So before we talk to Deb, we have to talk about some things going on in the Pride of Dakota world.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, we've got something coming up next week already. October 1st here, Wednesday of next week, is our annual Pride of Dakota School Lunch Day. And so
Excellent.
that is when the Department of Agriculture really takes an opportunity to get involved with schools and help encourage them to really take a look at the commodities and different food items that we produce here in the state.
Right on.
And really reach out to those local producers and, feature locally grown menu items during their lunchtime.
Where does my lunch come from?
Absolutely.
It doesn't just come from a milk carton.
No, it doesn't. So, we've got that going on. And actually, the Commissioner of Agriculture will be out in Lincoln on Wednesday enjoying lunch with their, I believe, 4th and 5th graders.
He does that every year. He
Yes,
takes
he
the
does.
school and goes out and has lunch with them and answers questions.
Absolutely. And we're going to try to do a contest next year to see which school will get to have lunch with him. So stay tuned for more information on that.
And do we know what kind of things that they're featuring on the menu? Or?
I think their lunch that day is a cheese sandwich. That's kind of their main item. And then they have, the salad bar and soup and all that fun stuff that goes with it.
Sounds like a good time.
It should be,
Sounds like a good lunch, too. So.
Absolutely. I might swing out for some.
There you go. So this obviously is showcase season is upon you. I can see you're wearing your armor. And get your helmet on today. That's good. So let's talk about those showcases because they start soon. And
we started last weekend. So we were out in Dickinson, out at the rec center there on Saturday and Sunday. Great show. Weather was phenomenal. Such a beautiful day. And they actually are just about done with construction of their new facility out there, or their expansion of their facility. So next year it'll be a whole new experience for everybody. But show went great. We had about 74 vendors there, I believe, and our attendance was right around 2,100.
That's awesome.
So 2 days, they did pretty good. Our next event, our next showcase is coming up here in Williston, October 18th and 19th, and we're actually going to do a couple other fun things in with that. On Saturday afternoon, that would be the 18th of October, we are going to have live music from North Dakota native Jessie Veeder, very talented musician.
Just saw her a couple weeks ago.
She's phenomenal. So she's going to be joining us from 1 to 4 at the Raymond Family Community Center, right inside where all the booths are set up. And then we're also going to be featuring kids' carnival activity games. So we're going to have like face painting and different carnival type games that they can play. So
that's like a whole new level for the Pride of Dakota Harvest Showcase.
We're really excited about it. So, bring the family down, shop, try a bunch of different delicious food samples, hear some great music by a local North Dakota artist, and the kids will enjoy it too.
This is what I love about your team. As busy as you are, you always find ways to take it to another level with every single thing you do. And I know you did that with the showcases in Bismarck. A couple of years ago, you took it, literally to another level. You added a floor at the Bismarck Civic Center.
We try to just make it the best possible shopping experience. We really want customers to come in and to literally be able to cross everything for their holidays or birthdays or just, thinking of you type things off their list in one shot. And it's all made from North Dakota people.
Yeah. So you're supporting local business. You are taking care of, now you can just go out for coffee on Black Friday, and watch the craziness.
You don't need to
have to even
participate.
worry
We'll get
about
you covered.
trying to find the best deal. You've already got yourself covered.
Absolutely.
So the showcases are coming up. So let's remind people of when those are.
They are, yes. So we are out in Williston, October 18th and 19th. Just a quick thing with that, if you're listening out on the western side of the state, admission is $2, but if you bring in your own reusable cloth shopping bag, you'll save $1 on admission. And also, we are partnering up with our Hunger Free North Dakota Garden Project. And so if you bring in a fresh produce donation, you will also receive $1 off donation.
So let's see. Admission's $2.
Yep.
Bring a bag, get $1 off.
Yes.
Bring a produce, you get $1 off. That would make it free.
Yes.
It's not bad.
So it's not too bad of an exchange. And then that produce, we are donating that to the Salvation Army, and they're very excited about it. So bring a bag, bring a produce, and you can get in for free.
Just walk in. That's awesome.
Awesome. So after that, our holiday showcases kick off. We start up in Grand Forks at the Alaire Center the 8th and 9th of November. The following weekend, we are in Minot at the North Dakota State Fair Center, which would be the 15th and 16th of November. And then the weekend after that, we head over east to Fargo. We are at the Fargo Civic Auditorium. That's a 3-day show. We start Friday night, November 21st. We go all day Saturday and all day Sunday. And then we take a nice little break in there for Thanksgiving, everybody to catch a breather. And then we close up back here in Bismarck, December 5th through the 7th, Friday through Sunday.
Every year we're setting records on attendance, too.
We are.
Every single year.
Super excited. Last year, oh gosh.
Minot was the big surprise last year.
Yeah, we were up like 2,500 people from the year before. Super exciting that I think it was just another great event that town really needs, and they want to come out and support stuff that's going on in the community. Plus,
when you really look at it, like geographically, Minot is really kind of a central hub for some of some incredible Pride of Dakota local natives up there.
Absolutely.
Some of those companies, and they create a lot of great partnerships. You have some of the biggest retailers for Pride of Dakota also in attendance. So
yes, absolutely. Retailers, brokers, you name it, we've got it.
Excellent.
Absolutely. And with the holiday showcases, too, which are the Grand Forks, Minot, Fargo, and Bismarck shows, if you bring your own reusable cloth bag to those, you can also receive $1 off admission.
And you have bags there if they don't.
Yes. Yep. If not, admission is $2, and you get a shopping bag with it. So you can fill it up, haul it out to your car, come back in, and get another one.
Shop, fill, repeat, right?
Yes. Bingo.
Excellent. So let's talk quickly about the Hunger Free Garden Project, because you mentioned that earlier, and this is kind of the time of the year for that.
Yes, absolutely. It's harvest season, so this program runs out of the Department of Agriculture, and basically what it is we're partnering with local agencies and charitable organizations where if you have extra produce that you're growing, just check out the North Dakota Department of Agriculture website. You can find a list of places on there in your area that will accept donations that can turn around and get it out into the hands of the people who really need it instead of letting it go to waste. I know you go garden, you always have so much extra stuff left. Well, there's a perfect opportunity to pass it down.
Absolutely. So the Hunger Free Garden Project, information on the, give them the website address for that.
It's nd.gov/NDDA.
Perfect. And if you want the showcase information, you go to prideofdakota.com. When we come back from the break, we're going to be talking with Deb Esslinger. She is the Executive Director for the Center for Technology and Business. You're going to want to stick around and listen to this if you care at all about small businesses or females or anything like that. So can't wait to talk to Deb. Thanks.
Right now, 72.
Get the app called Radio Pup for your iPhone and take us everywhere you go. Bismarck and Mandan's own Super Talk 1270.
All right, welcome back to the Free For All Friday program. This is the Pride of Dakota edition. Scott Wild, Kelly Wald, Scott McGowan. We're having a good time on a Friday, and we have in the studio not only a friend of ours, a great business person, a great business leader, but now a 10 talent individual.
I didn't know that earlier.
I
Kelly
didn't know that.
coined a new
I don't know if I can
phrase.
live up to that today.
Deb Esslinger is the executive director for the Center for Technology and Business. Deb, welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
10 talents.
so excited.
I don't know if we need to focus on that so much, Scott. We could probably just get to the.
I was kind of surprised because I wouldn't have put that limit on you.
Yeah.
that's true.
yeah.
That's where we're starting with. I like that.
Only 10 talents? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Challenge accepted, right?
Exactly.
So, Deb, can you just tell us and the listeners a little bit about the Center for Technology of Business, kind of what its mission is and how it kind of functions within the state?
Well, every day it seems like it's a little different because we have such a great need across the state. But CTB, as we like to call it, we're in our 15th year, first of all. I mean, huge milestone this year of serving 15
Yeah,
years
that's
of rural outreach. But our mission statement really is helping North Dakota's economy through women's business development, leadership training, and technology training. And so when we first were started 15 years ago by Tara Holt, who was our founder, the whole goal was to get out into those rural communities and help them. I mean, think 15 years ago, people weren't on the internet, right? Most of those rural communities didn't have computers. And so the goal is to get out into those rural communities, help business folks get computers, first of all. We have books back at our office of handouts or handbooks basically teaching people how to turn a computer on and then how to use a mouse. And I'm like, what? 15 years ago? It seems like now everything is computerized, right?
One of the very first computer classes I ever taught, I had a woman take the mouse and put it on the floor like a foot pedal because she was used to sewing. And it's not a foot pedal.
Yeah, so that was kind of the original, is just getting out there and helping these business folks, because obviously if you can get them on technology, how much more opportunity do they have in rural communities, right? Now we know about virtual working. We have, Pride of Dakota folks that are online and being able to sell their products outside of their little rural community. And so, in those first 10 years or so, 12 years, I mean, we served about 22,000 people across the state of North Dakota, helping them get hooked up to the computer, helping them with business, efficiencies and making them smarter and working more effectively. Now, in the last few years, obviously I've been the director here now for a little over 3 years. And another big portion of our office is women's business development, which we do operate the Women's Business Center for North Dakota, which is a great partnership. We're a nonprofit organization, great partnership between the federal Small Business Administration along with the state North Dakota Department of Commerce. And we get the great honor of serving as the Women's Business Center. And within that, we wear different hats every single day because, as you all know, your Pride of Dakota members, your business owners all have different needs. And so how can we provide the best service to these individuals, that need something different almost every day? And with the way things are growing and changing, it seems like every year we have new services offered or new programs developed to help serve those needs.
So can you talk a little bit about the different types of programs that you have kind of within your women's leadership
Or
area?
within the different area? You want the leadership, or do you want the just kind of in general of everything we do? Okay, well, we'll stay on the business development for a little while. What we really pride ourselves in is helping people individually. We have so many people are kind of standing on the sidelines, and they're a little bit of fear. You probably hear that big word of fear. They're afraid to jump in and start a business because they hear all of these scary things like, oh, I don't think I can do it. It's not for me. It's for somebody else. But what we find is there's so many people out there that are aspiring to start businesses, and especially in North Dakota right now, there is such an opportunity. I think pretty much across the whole state, we almost need every single service industry, of new businesses. We need new products. We need employees to work for these, business owners as well. And so just a huge need. But we really work with, first of all, helping these, and we don't discriminate against men. I know we're focused on Women's Business Center, but we help all people, right? And we can help them with their business technical needs. So a lot of times we'll get individuals coming into us saying, I have this idea. I'd really like to start this business. I don't know what to do. And what we find, as you probably all know, because Scott's an entrepreneur, and I've been an entrepreneur myself, is we're really good at some things, right, Scott? But unfortunately, we can't be great at all things.
What?
See, that's where I'm going to bring myself down to that 8 talent, right? And so we surround ourselves with them. We surround ourselves, to them and help them in the areas that they're weak in, and being able to be that sounding board.
Even just helping them identify where they're weak, because a lot of entrepreneurs think, because I run my own business, I have to do it all.
Right.
When you absolutely
They don't say no.
Or I can't afford to bring on an assistant. I can't afford to bring on a full-time, part-time employee, or hire out the bookkeeping because I'm barely, paying my bills as it is. Now how am I going to pay someone else? Well, when you free yourself up, and all of a sudden you have time to do what you're talented at and
Yeah.
actually have a few more meetings or
Exactly.
billable hours. And
Entrepreneurs get so distracted.
Yeah.
You know, they're not focusing on the main thing. They don't make the main thing the main thing. And so
Yeah.
we are there to help them make that main thing the main thing, and being able to help them. And often what we find too is they just need the confidence boost. And so
Right.
we get people contacting us all the time. I just need somebody to talk this out, because a lot of them are solopreneurs, meaning they're the only person in their company. Who do
Sure.
they talk to? Sometimes.
And their support network, their friends and family are already telling them they're crazy for quitting their job and going out on their own.
Are you speaking from experience?
I am absolutely, yes, speaking from experience. Now, I have had a great support network around
Absolutely.
me, but you just see it a lot. And then there's that doubt. I always say that entrepreneurship is crock pot cooking, not
Yeah.
microwave cooking. You
Absolutely.
don't just throw it in and 1 minute later you've got a successful business. It could take 10 years.
Absolutely. So our goal is to help any entrepreneur that needs assistance, whether you're starting, whether you're growing, whether you're a $40 million company and we can still provide you assistance. Great, come to us. Everything is confidential. Beyond that, what we do is we have such great relationships with all of the people that we serve, and so we're constantly hearing what is it that they're needing, what is it that they're wanting. Partners continuously contact us and say, we have these people that want this, need this, and so we develop programs. And so we try to do as much training as we possibly can on business development needs. So Scott actually joined us on the tour this past year. We went to Bowman and we went to Dickinson and did a couple different trainings out there on how to help businesses use technology to become a little bit more efficient in their workplace. And so Scott was there helping people get online first and foremost. How do you get your business online? Helping them with implementing mobile point of sale systems so they can take, credit cards at your trade showcases, at the holiday showcases. Because some people, believe it or not, I was with an entrepreneur not too long, a couple months ago, that still had one of those old credit card machines that you got to lay your credit card on and go across, and it still exists. And so our job is to try to help them become more efficient so that therefore can speed up the process.
Well, every once in a while you run into an area, especially in rural, where you don't have a good internet connection.
Absolutely.
Still, so it's good to have old school, but they can really save a lot of time and effort.
Yep.
And money even.
And the good news is some of those mobile point of sale systems will keep everything on file until you get hooked up to the internet, and then they'll all process. And so just being able to educate is a great thing. And I think the big key thing too is we do serve the whole state, and so being able to bring resources to those communities is really, to partner with those local economic developers and just really bringing those resources to those communities, I think is a really big plus for, not having all those entrepreneurs driving to Bismarck or driving to a bigger city to get those resources.
So the geographic reach of the CTB is the state of North Dakota, but you have, you're also affecting the nation and global commerce.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I don't know if I personally am, but our training and our, we're impacting these women that are and the clients that are just making it happen in North Dakota and across the world.
Can you tell me a little bit about your team and the people that you have on board and what they do?
Well, a lot of people always kind of laugh and say, there's only 3 of you there because we do so much, Currently right now we have myself, and I love being in the trenches with entrepreneurs. I mean, some people say my role should be the grants management and to do all the reporting, but, you got to get me in the field. I love working with entrepreneurs. And so you'll often find me out doing trainings. And then we have Lori Morstel, who has been with us for about 3.5 years, and she's just another dynamic 10 talent individual who, can just make things happen, and her training, her knowledge base on business development and on marketing is fantastic. Joanna Kreisen is also in our team, and she does a lot of my financial coordination. She's my go-to, hey, Joanna, I need this. Hey, I need this. Can you do this for me? Can you get this done? She makes things go. And we're currently looking for a new person. So if you are that person looking to join our team, shoot me an email or give us our office a call, because we are looking for another person to help at the office because our demand is so great.
And what kind of things would this person be doing?
Project coordination, continuing to work with that women-owned business certification database, helping with all of our events. We got a big women's business summit coming up this month, or actually in October, where we need hands-on help. We need people that can provide technical assistance, women, and provide technical assistance to these business owners, but then also get up in front and talk to people, and not be afraid to present and to provide training and education.
Your team really is multifaceted. I mean, I met Joanne on one of the first trips, and she was out in the field,
Yep.
So that was great.
Yeah, you don't really have an office staff that just is in
Stays
the
there.
office. It's the 3 of you, and you go and do everything that you possibly can.
You're all getting it done. Absolutely.
Yep.
Very cool.
Absolutely. What else do you want to talk about? There's so many things. I could talk for hours. So
you were talking earlier about the rural outreach that you guys do through your BTAP program. So if you're owner of a business or an entrepreneur, or you just have a hobby that you're interested in turning into a business, how would people find out more about those specific events, where they're at? How do they sign up? Is there a fee?
Sure.
That kind of stuff?
The best way for us to communicate is to go onto our website, which is trainingnd.com. We have a calendar of events right on there. So all of our events are on there. We do list a lot of partner events as well, so that if we can't be there, because obviously we can't be all places to all people all the time. So we do try to put partner events on there as well. But we also have a Facebook page, and Lori's going to kick my butt because I don't recall. I know it's just, I don't know if it's Center for Technology and Business or if it's C-Tech Business.
Training ND.
Is it Training
I
ND?
looked it up
I guess
earlier this
it's
morning.
programmed into mine. I haven't looked it up, but and she probably has it on some of my flyers here. But you'll be able to find it. trainingnd.com is our website, and there's a link right on there to follow us on Facebook. But she's so fantastic on getting all those events out there, and then we do promote locally. So all of our economic developers, we usually try to give it to Pride of Dakota and say, hey, we're going to be in these communities. Shoot out to your members,
Yep.
and so we kind of just get the word out, I guess.
So are those types of trainings something where if people can't, I know that in those particular instances you're actually helping people get online, but if they aren't able to attend a training, are they able to access that information online, like through a webinar or just through resources?
We offer so many different types of trainings. We do have a portal on our website as well where you can take online classes. And so like QuickBooks would be a great example. If we don't have a live one, we usually have a session starting up on our Ed2Go program where people can just sign in, and they're under $100 to get that training for 6 weeks course. So we definitely have avenues or ways for you to get the training right away if you need it, or if you want to attend a live training as well.
Well, it's been a great overview of what Center for Technology and Business really does. We're going to step away and take a quick break. When we come back, we'd like to delve more in detail. We're going to drill down into some of those programs and trainings that you do offer. We're visiting with Deb Esslinger. She is the Executive Director for the Center for Technology and Business. You're listening to the Free for All Friday program. This is the Pride of Dakota edition. We'll be right back.
Right now, 72.
Get the traffic and weather information you need anytime on Super Talk 1270 and online at supertalk1270.com.
Thanks for joining us. We are right in the middle of a Free for All Friday program, Pride of Dakota edition. I'm Scott Wild, Kelly Walg, Scott McGowan, and we are visiting with Deb Esslinger. She's the Executive Director for the Center for Technology and Business. Now, if you're into small businesses, women-owned businesses, Deb is the person to talk to.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So before the break, we were just kind of talking a little bit about, 50,000-foot flyover, as Scott would say, about what the Center for Technology and Business does. Let's really maybe now focus kind of on your Women's Business Development Program. I know you guys have a
big
conference
summit.
coming up next month. Can you tell us a little bit about that particular program and the upcoming summit?
Absolutely. Being the director there for about 3.5 years now, I've been seeing, just across America, right? We see this huge surge in women-owned businesses starting and growing, and we hear the stats all the time that they're starting sometimes 2 to 3 times faster than a male-owned company because we're just trying to catch up, right? Nationally,
because women are smarter, right?
Well, nationally, women business owners make up. In North Dakota, there's about 17,000 of them, which make up about 24% of all businesses in North Dakota. And so my goal, my because I'm a dreamer. Sometimes I'm in the clouds all the time, dreaming about these different events and wanting to just bring women business owners together. So 3 years ago, we put together our very first annual Women's Business Summit, where we bring people in from all across the state to a 2-day, 1-day, 1 or 2 day summit where they can just come to us to get the training. What I really love about it, though, is we're utilizing a lot of women leaders in North Dakota to do the trainings. And so they're learning from their peers. They're being able to network, and so that they can build their inner circles. They can build mentor networks. So we're elevating them, whether they're experts in how to run your checkbook or your business like a proper financial rather than a checkbook, check by check, to, how to make money online, to HR practices, all the way from doing business with the state or the federal government to leadership development. I mean, we have about 18 different breakout sessions with our particular summit. The dates of it always coincide with National Small Women's Business Month. We get a whole month focused on National Small Women's Business. And so the goal is like I said, the evening before, which would be October 12th, we're having a wine, women, and chocolate reception. This is a great way for people. Women like to talk, right? We love to meet.
No.
Yeah, so we're going to kick it off with a great reception.
I wasn't
want them
word
to.
that.
And we also love wine, and we also love chocolate.
Perfect
And so
combination.
we're hoping to just we're having that at 1603 Event Center on October 12th,
Fun.
where we're hoping that the women, get to know each other so that they can, kind of that speed relationship of getting to know each other so they can start building their mentors and friends and colleagues. Because that's the goal is to get them, really knowing each other and seeing how they can help each other if that's the case. And then we'll kick off Monday, the 13th, at the Bismarck Civic Center, and that's where we'll have our right away in the morning. We're having a breakfast with entrepreneurship panel sponsored by Microsoft, and then we'll kick right into breakout sessions. We have 18 different breakout sessions to choose from, and then we have a keynote luncheon from Kristen Hadid, who is a fantastic entrepreneur out from Florida. She'll be joining us over lunchtime for that as well.
You always bring in some pretty good keynotes. I mean, I think
Yeah.
Allie Brown was one of your keynotes.
Yep, Julie Clark, who was the founder of Baby Einstein, and then this year is Kristen Hadid, and I you're not going to be disappointed. Fell in love with her on her TED Talk, and just her story is just that true entrepreneur. She's got a great story about how she wanted to buy herself this really nice brand pair of jeans in college, and her parents wouldn't flip the money for her, so they told her to figure out a way to make her own money. So here she built this business and now employs 400 to 500 people, all while she was going to school. And so she's just got a great story, and hoping, and she's real. She's a real person with real results, just making it happen. So
I was going to say maybe the big benefit for people attending this is sort of hearing the other people and realizing that they're more, even with their struggles and their challenges that they're facing right now starting a business, or the fact that they haven't started their business yet, they haven't taken that bar napkin and turned it into a reality yet, that they're given permission that they're normal, and that they're given permission that it's okay, and here's maybe some steps to
the
take.
surge for people, and actually, we want professional women in business, not just the business owners there.
I was
because
just going to ask that.
Yeah, because number one, what we find is so many women that maybe are working for other companies right now, they have that idea in the back of their mind, and they need to be represented and recognized as well, because not everybody is a business owner, and we need people that aren't business owners to work for those business owners. And so it's just really important that any women that is a professional woman in business can come, whether last year we had tons of stay-at-home moms, because maybe that's a season. They're at home right now for a few years, and then they want to start their own business. And what we find too is oftentimes when they are home, they're looking for ways to make money, and that leads into a hobby, which leads into a business. And so if you are a professional woman in business, absolutely come. You don't have to be just a business owner.
Well, and there are a lot of businesses out there that support solopreneurs and small entrepreneurs, and maybe they could be the mentor or be that networking event for them to make that connection.
Absolutely. And we do see a surge in people contacting us right after the summit saying, okay, I went to your session, and I kind of have an idea, but I'm afraid to talk to anybody about it. I'm like, come, just come and have a one-on-one session with us, and we'll walk you through it, and we promise we don't bite. We'll help you, get through all of your fears and see if it is, challenge you on your idea and help you make it a reality if that's your goal.
Awesome. So can people still sign up for the summit?
Absolutely.
And do they do that online?
Yep, ND. The website is ndwomensbusinesssummit.com, and you can definitely register. If you can't make it to the full conference, you can just come to the evening reception, or else you can come to the full conference, which we highly recommend.
So that's great. So that you've got this this engagement platform that has a ton of people, but you also offer one-on-one business technical assistance. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Sure. What we find is, like I said earlier, is we're just trying to be that support to new entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs that maybe are expanding, or maybe they're at a standstill and they need some help, whatever stage you are in a business. So what we do is we just set up a one-on-one business technical assistance meeting where they can come to the office. We usually bring our whole team in because each one of us are different. We have different perspectives, and that's what makes us each unique. Is you might be telling me your idea and I'm seeing one side of it because I'm in the operations, I'm in this, but Lori might be seeing another side because she's in branding and she's in marketing and she's in business, development as well. And so we bring the team in so that we can get a really 360 view of what your idea is, what areas you need help with specifically, areas that your strengths are, what you've done already, and what you hope to achieve. And so then we kind of help them build that plan from there. They obviously, we don't do it for them, but they have to take that initiative and put some own skin in the game, but we'll help them with that. It's free, it's confidential, and so we just encourage people to contact us. You have nothing to lose by contacting us. Just call the office, shoot an email to us so we can set up a meeting with you, and then as often as they need. So we have entrepreneurs that we've helped once a week for 6 months. We have entrepreneurs that we help one time in a year, and that was enough to jumpstart them. And we have entrepreneurs that come to us and do all the homework and then come back and go, I'm not really made for this. I have no interest in doing what I want to do, what I thought I wanted to do, because they didn't realize the level of skin in the game that they needed to do. So
And how better and more safely to find it out by sitting down, getting some advice and really taking a look at it before you just
jump into
dive
loans
in head first and then go, wait a minute, what did I do?
yeah.
Every time you talk, Deb, my head just spins with ideas. It's just you're just
I
such
know.
a catalyst for ideas. And I don't know if you even mentioned this, but what's the cost of your services?
Oh, no cost. Yeah, we do have to charge for the summits because obviously we're not making a huge amount of money. We're trying to break even because our goal is to, really provide these services to business owners. But our costs at the office are no cost.
So if you're sitting out there listening right now and you've got this idea, you've got this bar napkin that you've scratched an idea or you've talked to your friend over coffee and said, I really want to do this someday.
Yep.
This is an opportunity at no charge to you, no skin in the game yet, to just sit down and see if it's even viable.
Absolutely.
Pick up the phone.
Yeah. So Deb, I mean, if someone's sitting there listening right now, let's go over that contact information real quick.
Sure. If they're sitting in front of their computer, shoot us an email at info@trainingnd.com. One of us will get back to you as soon as we can. You can also call the office. I think Joanna's out to lunch right now, but that phone number is 701-223-0707. Leave a message, and we're really, really good about getting back to you. Or come to the summit. Meet us there.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. And meet a lot of other.
We'll have great other partners there as well
Women
that can
business
provide
owners,
assistance because
leaders.
we can't do it all. And so the other great thing about us is we don't claim to always know everything. And so we have tons of partners like you, Pride of Dakota, the small business development centers, the idea centers. There's so many great resources, in North Dakota for assistance. And so we work together very closely to make sure that client comes first and making sure that they get their needs met.
What a valuable service. You've mentioned a couple of times now certifying women-owned businesses. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
I mean, how do you do that, and what does that mean for the individual?
Our office, as I said, for 15 years now, we've been signed by the North Dakota state basically to find women-owned businesses and certify them. What's the benefits of being a certified women-owned business? Federally, there's a national women's-owned business certification program, and then stateside there also is. Beyond just being proud of, hey, I am a women-operated owned business. And I want to clear that up. Just because it says legally on paper that you're operated and owned by a woman, you also have to be in control. And so sometimes we do get some of those fake applications where it's really the woman has nothing to do with the business, but on paper it says it is. So it's operated and owned and makes decisions in the company. So why should you care about that? Well, number one, we get contacts all the time. There's a huge push across the nation about buyer diversity and businesses, big corporations wanting to diversify who they get their supplies from, who they get their goods from. Okay. And women is a big portion of those particular needs and wants, along with minorities or veterans or other different types of categories.
And they might have a quota they have to meet too.
They might have a quota. Federally, there are set-asides in the federal government. If you're wanting to do a business with the federal government, you need a certification to prove that you are women-owned. And so a lot of times people will come to us and say, hey, we just recently had one in Fargo saying, hey, we got some construction work. We'd like to do it with a women-owned business. Do you know anybody in this area that could put a bid in for it? Absolutely. So here you go. There's a lot of companies looking for those certified women-owned businesses. And so we do the state certifying here right through our office. And then beyond that, we offer other great programs within the office. We're always promoting you. We're always, you're kind of first to know a lot of our programs. We're trying to connect you with other women-owned businesses. We provide technical assistance to you, but we'll help you on that state level of being certified, but then also help you with that federal level of being certified because, federal usually equals some paperwork. And so we kind of help you navigate through some of that stuff and then help you access some of those contracts as well.
And about how long does that process take?
It's fairly simple. State certification, if you put your application in, you can fill it out right on our website, trainingnd.com. And then we do reference checks. So we do some different audit type checks. And so usually within a 2-week period, you should have an answer whether or not you qualify for being certified. And then the federal, there's a couple different ways to certify federally. And each one of them kind of takes a little bit different timeline. Well,
from the women business development aspect that's one of the best in the business right here. So if you have a woman-owned business, you're thinking about becoming a woman-owned business, definitely pick up the phone and call Deb. And we're going to step away, take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the leadership development side of Deb's world, part of her 10 talents here.
Yay.
You're listening to the Free for All Friday program. This is the Pride of Dakota edition. We'll be right back.
Right now, 75.
Your news leader, weeknights at 6 and 10. Super Talk 1270.
All right, welcome back. We are moving into the final segment of the Free for All Friday program. This is the Pride of Dakota edition. Scott Wild, along with Kelly Wald, Scott McGowan, and in the studio, Executive Director of the Center for Technology and Business, Deb Esslinger. Welcome back.
Hey, thanks. I'm glad you have me back.
I'm glad you didn't leave during the break.
So on top of all of these other wonderful resources and opportunities and trainings and things, you guys also run a leadership development program, right?
Yes, that's another bucket area of what we focus on. Yeah.
Go. Tell us a little bit about that program.
Sure, absolutely. I'm a constant learner, right? And I also believe that everybody else needs to be a constant learner, because if you're not learning what's happening to you, you kind of become...
You atrophy a little bit.
Yeah, you become obsolete eventually. Mm-hmm. And so leadership development is key for me, and just making sure that we created a program because we need more and more leaders in the community. We need to build great leaders. And what we focus on in this particular program, we're in our third year once again, or actually we just completed our third year, but we focus on 4 pillars of leadership. And those 4 pillars are personal leadership, professional leadership, community leadership, and health leadership. And some people are like, what is health? He's giving me the look right there. Ask your question. Ask the question.
Deb, what is health leadership?
Well, okay, health leadership is, number one, if you are not healthy, how can you have a healthy business?
Okay.
If you are not, feeling balanced and at peace, can you go to work every day and
tired,
be
if you're okay
and give your 100%?
Leadership.
Health leadership
makes
does,
so obvious,
right?
but do we ignore it? Absolutely.
And women specifically, this program is specific for women, so it's a women's leadership program. Mm-hmm. And women specifically have just studies show over and over and over again that we carry guilt with us all the time because we feel like we need to be with the kids, or we need to be here doing this, or we need to, do this, this, and this. And so oftentimes we don't have that peace of mind. And so health leadership is also, how can we give you tools and how can we give you the skills to be both in the career place or
right.
be at home, and being able to juggle both. And so what is health leadership? It's restful sleeping, right? It's releasing some guilt. It's cooking. How can you make healthier meals or prepare in advance rather than just going through drive-through? I was just telling you that my husband is gone for a week, and I feel like I've been through the drive-through a lot this week, and so because of lack of preparation. And so being able to help them make better decisions to become healthier, because I have a firm belief that if you don't have a healthy body, how can you have a healthy mind or a healthy body in business? And so you gotta implement all that. We teach them about exercising at work. In our office, we have a very fun team culture. We do planks in the hallway, right? So we get up because we're sitting in the desk all the time. Like, hey, ladies, we got to get up. Let's do some lunges to the copy machine or down the hallway, or let's do some planks in the hallway or planks in our hallway. We lock the door for a few minutes, but it's our ability to get some workout at work rather than just sitting in a desk all day long.
That's incredible.
So health has a big part of leadership.
Well, I think this is so important because, Deb, you help people start their dreams, right? And it's one thing to launch a business and kick the canoe away from the dock, and it's on its journey. But if you don't then teach the person how to navigate and how to row
John
more
Maxwell's
efficiently,
law of navigation,
or put a bigger engine on the back, then you're just going to sit in the middle of the lake and wonder why you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, and eventually have the canoe full of water.
So you're really kind of feeding the whole person.
We are, and that's how I view everything. Is you got to feed the whole person, and you got to feed. It's so much more. And I'm just a living example. I was in a career where I had my own business 12 years and just burning myself out. And what suffers? My family suffers. My, ultimately everything suffers in what, just because of the business, which you have those seasons. But, and that's where one of the biggest questions within health leadership is balance. Balance doesn't exist, right? What I always talk to people is you got to find harmony in what you're doing. And so everything is in seasons. And once you accept that things are in seasons, you feel like, oh, I can accomplish that, and I can get through that. And then you'll have maybe a season of downtime. But, just being able to get through things and realize that, this whole magic thing that we're all chasing, which is work-life balance, it doesn't always exist, right?
Right.
And once you can kind of accept that and more, go toward finding happiness or finding fulfillment or finding peace, in what you're doing, it seems to shift the mindset a little bit too.
I love that, finding seasons or recognizing the seasons versus finding balance. I think that is so important because everyone says you got to live a balanced life. No, I disagree. Because
are you fulfilled?
It's just my life, work is always going to be have the bigger piece of the pie. But if I love what I do and I can,
is it really work then?
Is it really work? Exactly. So I love that, and I don't mean to be so cliche in saying you feed the whole person, but it's very rare when you find an organization that literally does both sides. Usually you can go in and get one part of the car serviced, but then you got to go somewhere else to get the other part of the car service, whereas it seems like...
See, and you're going to love the community leadership part too, because...
Let's talk about community leadership.
Yes.
Because for me, it's all about paying it forward, right? See, I'm getting so passionate right now. You can tell I just love this field. But to me, it's okay. We're building these women leaders. Then what, right? We want them to step up on boards. We want them to be leaders in the community, leaders for their family, leaders in their workplace. But what about the community? We live here. We got to take care of our community. And so,
100%.
In this particular program, we have a challenge, a philanthropic challenge, where we get to be Oprah for a day and give them $100 in seed money. So we have 20 participants. We give them $100 in seed money, and they have about 4 weeks or so to grow that seed money. And actually, Dana from the Pride of Dakota, she was one of our first recipients of this as well. And they did a fantastic job. For Dana's particular project, her and another team member basically took that $100 and they were able to take, so $100 per person, so $200 in seed money, and they grew it to almost $1,500, in which bought over 160,000 square feet of grass seed to plant down by the Saratoga Park because it was after the flood and FEMA didn't cover grass seed. And so they wanted to replant that whole field so that therefore grass could grow and it would be prettier and nicer as people travel through. But then the even bigger part is our first alumni event after that was we had a picnic when all the grass was in. So how can we make our communities better? And I just love the ideas and how, I throw the vision out and I cast that vision of do some great things with this. And all of a sudden the stuff that has come back, in the last 3 years, we've had 82 graduates between Minot and Bismarck, and they've raised over $100,000 in seed money or $100,000 in cash and in kind donations toward community organizations. I mean, $8,200 translates into over $100,000. Talk about women leaders and what that's doing for the community. And so for me, I'm truly blessed and humbled because every year it's like I don't, I'm not a big emotional person, but I just brings tear to my eyes because I'm like, wow, these women have done amazing things once again. So community leadership, how do we take care of our community? How do we mentor other people? Sure. Because if we're learning and we're growing, we got to pass that on, pay it forward, right? And so everything that we do, we got to recognize others, we got to pay it forward, we got to mentor, we got to build them up to be board members, but then also come up with asking, how do you ask for somebody to donate or build a vision and have that community project?
So we have health leadership, we have community leadership.
Yep.
Then we have
personal and professional leadership. So both of those, personal, obviously it addresses what it is, personal leadership. All of us go through stuff. We all have stuff in the closet. We all have adversity. We all have struggles. We all have just stuff is probably the word. If you can't address that, it's blocking you from being who you need to be.
Sure.
Right? And
you don't have a rummage sale every once in a while. You're just going to keep all your stuff.
Exactly. And so how can you take those lessons of stuff and turn it into a learning experience and move on? And how do you continue to get through? Another big thing within personal and professional development or professional leadership is trust. We work on trusting. We work on our personal brand because even if you're working for somebody else, what is your personal brand? What value do you, how are you indispensable is how Lori likes to put it. How are you building your own ladder of success rather than somebody else's ladder of success? Because you never know what's going to happen. And so we really focus on, getting through those adversities. We do personality testing because that's also important within teams is to understand who you're working with and making sure that you have the right seat on the bus and making sure that you're communicating properly with the other person because they might be completely opposite than you. And communication is one of the big deals where people, they have issues and they assume a lot of things. And so if we can, help them through that.
So by becoming a better personal leader, then you obviously become a better
professional leader. And if you're healthy, obviously you're going to be a better professional leader as well. And why not pay it forward to the community?
Absolutely. So professional leadership, just cover a little bit. I mean, that is in your own work environment, right?
Yep.
You are setting
what
examples.
What we do is we talk about advancing their professional skill sets, becoming more efficient by learning to ask for help and when to delegate. That's a big one. How to move up, how to, become your own brand. We work on just specific skill sets on public speaking, for instance, being able to be presenting, just giving them those tools and those skill sets on how to advance in their professional life as well.
So if you're interested in starting your own business or enhancing the business that you have, and you're a woman-owned business, Deb, let's give them really quickly, we have about 1 minute, give them the contact information for how they can get a hold of you.
Absolutely. First and foremost, go onto our website to learn more, trainingnd.com. You can always send us an email at info@trainingnd.com, or you can call our office at 701-223-0707.
Wonderful. Deb Eslinger is the Executive Director for the Center for Technology and Business, and it is always such a treat to have you in the studio or on the podcast. We just love talking with you. You inspire us every single time. So check out the summit they have coming up, the Women's Leadership Summit. Heck, go to work for Deb if you're looking for a job.
I'm looking for one.
That's one of those things. So, Deb, you're welcome back anytime. We would love to have you back on to kind of talk about some of the future things that you're doing.
Awesome. Thank you.
We talked to you for 4 hours. You've been listening to the Free for All Friday program. This is the Pride of Dakota edition on behalf of Kelly Wald and Scott McGowan. This is Scott Wild saying we'll see you next month.
Thanks for joining us for Free for All Friday on Super Talk 1270, keeping you involved and informed on issues that impact our area. To find more local talk at 11 o'clock, keep your radios right here on Super Talk 1270.